exactly where this sits relative to Paul, but the conditions are clearly not as good as when Paul did his timed lap, so you've got to presume that it's going to be tricky here for Massa to beat that.
Meanwhile, all the others are now back on the circuit. The track map showing us the likes of Webber, Vettel, Hamilton, Alonso, Raikkonen. They are now all out on track. Button is at the back of the group as well. We've got 3 3/4 minutes to go as he also gets on the curve. It's very slippery on those curves.
There's an exact replay of what we saw with Paul di Resta. And of course, they've got to run out there and find out, is there grip, is there not grip? If you avoid the curve,
come on, di Resta, you can get pulled.
Lower mid-corner speed, you'll be later to full power, and you can see just how heavy the rain is now in comparison to when Paul di Resta set his time.
Well, let's see what this time's going to be like. It's not going to be as fast as Paul di Resta. 2 minutes 2.3 to beat. I don't think he's going to be as fast as that. The clock is ticking away. Massa could end up on the front row with that lap because he's beaten
and
everybody
his
else
second
to it,
place.
but he is a long way off what Paul di Resta has done. And this really is looking as though Paul di Resta is going to take pole position here at Spa. I don't see how he can't now, really, because it's just getting more and more slippery out there.
All about timing, and, well, let's wait with 2.5 minutes to go. But as you say, Ben, it looks unlikely that anyone can go faster than that time, given the increase in rain.
It's going to be close. 2 minutes, 35 minutes.
So Webber down towards the final part of the lap. Let's just see how he can do it. Of course, he's the lead of the next group, which is a little bit of an advantage, but they're all a bit more on even terms because they're all out on track at the same time. So he does a 2 minute 5 just to show how much wetter it's getting. What about Vettel behind? This is going to sort out the front runners now. Is Vettel quick? No, he's not. Slower than Webber on the lap. Okay, right, what's Hamilton going to do? Can he beat the 2 Red Bulls? He goes ahead of Webber and Vettel, but he's of course behind Massa and di Resta. Now it's Kimi Raikkonen's turn to show us what he can do, and he puts it only 6th. He's behind the 2 Red Bulls. That's not so good from the Lotus. He's second in the championship, and Alonso, not a good lap either.
No, but Rosberg's found the time, only half a second slower than di Resta, so Rosberg finding grip where others are struggling.
That is a huge lap from Nico Rosberg. Absolutely brilliant, within half a second of what di Resta's done, and Button's gone 5th. Button has gone 5th fastest, and that's a definite improvement on where they've been throughout the year so far. But there's Laura, there's di Resta's girlfriend, and well, they are getting pretty excited already because he is fastest.
Yeah.
You've got to think there is no chance of that being beaten.
Yeah, Laura Jordan is her second name, soon to be, I guess, Laura di Resta in the future. But funny that he's driving for the old Jordan team, Force India, and they could be on. Did they not have a pole here a few years ago with Fisichella? So,
but also, what's great, and we'll bring Gary into this, because the first ever Jordan pole position was here at Spa. Gary, you were in charge that day. That team is what is Jordan evolved into Force India over the years. And it looks like di Resta's going to do it again.
Yeah, it does. It's fantastic to see it. That people just think out of the box for a little bit, you know. Van der Garde and the two Mauritius earlier in the session going up to the slicks and really reaping the benefit. Van der Garde 14th, Bianchi 15th, Chilton 16th. Fantastic result for those guys. But for Paul di Resta sitting up there in pole position, just rubbing his hands, you know. It's going to be tricky. How much more time is there to go? Not very much, 31 seconds. So
yeah,
just waiting up, this rain keeps coming.
Yeah, the rain has eased off though, isn't it? A little bit. It's still coming outside our commentary box window, not quite as heavily as it was. The clock is ticking away, and it looks as though everybody's going to try and cross the line.
Oh,
with just a second or 2 remaining. Vettel's certainly going to make it. So is Hamilton. But can they actually get anything
earlier,
special
Jules Bianchi, Max Hilton and Tito Van der Garde actually made it into Q2. That just shows progress from them teams after.
And so now, down to the final lap. Let's just see what,
in their 4th year.
See what happens on this final lap. See if anyone
them
improves.
Rosberg's gone fastest!
He's beaten di Resta! My goodness, he's beaten him by 81 thousandths of a second. The track conditions have changed again. And that means we could be on for more changes just when we were counting our chickens and thinking di Resta had his first ever pole position. Suddenly the track conditions have improved enough, David.
Well, disappointment, I'm sure, for Paul di Resta, but he's still up there in second at the moment, so you can see the rain has stopped at the top of the circuit. So let's follow the sectors.
This is absolutely brilliant qualifying session. Such drama throughout. We thought De Resta had done enough by getting out at the right time, but the rain has stopped again, just when it looked as though it was set in for a good 10 minutes or so, and it stopped, and already the cars are going that little bit quicker. On board with Mark Webber, his last ever qualifying session at Spa in a Formula 1 car, a track that he absolutely adores. He's been on pole position here before. What can he do on his final run through these sweeping corners? Vettel is a little bit behind him. He's up. He's done a really fast middle sector. We are going to have a huge battle for pole position in the remaining moments here.
It's incredible how quickly the conditions change here. And it's just all about not really the spray on the circuit. It's just about getting the tyre temperature in the right operating window.
Buttons up to third place at the moment, but let's see, this is all going to change. These checker flags as well. Hamilton fastest in the middle sector. Hamilton fastest of anybody in that middle sector. Hamilton could still be on for getting pole position. So what is going to happen here? Let's see. Mark Webber goes fastest for the moment. Mark Webber provisionally on pole, but Sebastian Vettel now exits the final turn.
Vettel's not going to get it.
Vettel takes it.
Vettel takes it.
The line, and Hamilton has taken pole position at the last gasp. He's done it 4 in a row for Lewis Hamilton, and what a way to achieve it. And Paul Di Resta, who we thought was going to be on pole, is
5th place, that's good. Hopefully make it a podium tomorrow.
Lewis Hamilton, well, that is just
that
amazing.
was passed.
31st career pole position.
Up into Rouge.
His 5th of this
And then full garage.
his 7th consecutive front row, and doing it in really challenging conditions.
Yeah, brilliant performance, unquestionably, from Lewis Hamilton. Those conditions are almost made for him. But great comeback there from the Red Bulls as well. Rosberg will be satisfied with that 4th, I would suggest. Disappointment for Paul.
Lewis, P1 man. Spot shot.
Just sheer delight. Gary, we thought Di Resta had it, but in the end, it's just all changed again. This track is just incredible.
Well, that midsection just altered. It just dried up that a little bit, just to allow them to load the tyres up and just get a little bit more workload out of him. And that was what did it, really. You know, it got wetter here, to be honest, on the pit straight, but that middle section is so long and so many twisty corners that you can make up so much time. But I tell you what, 5th position, he should be pretty happy with that. That's a pretty good place to be.
Yeah, it's still a stunning effort from
As you
all
see,
the rest of So,
the Mauritius, and Giovanni Gard.
Second and third with Webber there as well. Rosberg 4th and Di Resta, a great effort from him. Button 6th, Grosjean and Raikkonen 7th and 8th. Alonso and Massa, 2 Ferraris, bottom end of the top 10, and that's disappointing in conditions that Alonso normally seems so strong on. Hulkenberg 11th in the end, so again he just missed out of the top 10 as he has done on a few occasions this year. Sutil ended up on 12th position. Ahead of Jules Bianchi, then Max Chilton, Pastor Maldonado down towards the back, so the 2 Toro Rossos of course, Bottas in the other Williams, the other Sauber of Gutierrez, and bringing up the rear, it'll be Charles Pic, but today has definitely belonged to Lewis Hamilton.
Unflipping believable that section was, Eddie. Only
But Force India, we thought for a long time that this was going to be a historic day for Paul Di Resta. And then, what is it, like a cascade of all sorts of drivers coming in. This was his